Well, it's Veterans Day. I decided to do a little mod on the party car. So, it's only a temporary thing. I don't think it'll make it go any faster, but man, it sure looks good. So, just doing a little remembrance for Veterans Day today. I'm gonna go in a little parade thing, but just thought I'd let you guys see it. Thanks for watching. So, this is another vlog. Just taking a little drive on Veterans Day. Going out for a parade lap. God, I guess I gotta turn the AC off so you can hear me. And the radio down. And. So, yeah, you can hear the flag flapping. It's kind of cool. So just taking a drive around, and got to go up to work in the mountains today again. So just seeing how this works for tomorrow, because we got a lot of people running around tomorrow, and if they have the day off, I know that probably not going to be getting mail tomorrow. I'm pretty sure. See a lot of mail trucks driving around today, but that's probably because of all the Amazon deliveries. But it's going to take a drive down the main drag and the larger roads. Hope it don't cause any accidents. Sending out all this freedom in buckets. Anyways, I had to do a little tuning on the flag, because I have to make sure it can kind of swing around and not get wrapped up in stuff. It'll lay down against the pole sometimes, but you can't really avoid that. But at least I made it so just getting moving, it'll straighten itself out. So I try and acknowledge and show appreciation for what makes me be able to do the things I do in the country I'm doing it in the best way I see fit. I didn't serve myself, but every time I have an opportunity, I'll shake the hand of someone that I'm aware of that has, if I ask. One of the issues I actually have that I watch, which almost kind of contradicts what I've got, but it's different. It's up to you to decide. Is there's that stolen valor thing where people will dress up and act like they're in the armed forces or some type of military and try and take advantage of the attention or the benefits, or just maybe even just goofing off. And yeah, I drive police cars because they're what I own and what I buy and sell, and I do some repairs on them. I have worked on them in the past for actual officers and independently or departments on an official manner, but I just like the cars, and sometimes I do feel awkward driving them around because I'm not at any point of any intent of making it like, oh well, I'm a cop, I'm driving a cop car. You know, I don't want that. I really do not even interested remotely in that. I try not to do anything really stupid in the cars in public unless it's on a closed course or someplace I can hide, because I actually feel like if I do a burnout or come around a corner fast or cut somebody off or even buy, you know, like a case of beer at the mini mart, and I get in one of these cars, if somebody doesn't realize who I am and that I'm not a civilian driving a police-esque car, I don't want to make actual law enforcement individuals or agencies look bad. So I am at a little more heightened awareness of how I drive and what I do when I'm in the car, because I'm not an officer. I've been in a position of authority before, and I understand how quickly things can escalate when somebody sees something that they've already have a little bit of an issue with authority, and they see that opportunity to lash out or point the finger, kind of like that smiles and cries thing, you know, when you're out there, somebody's on a beat doing just numerous circumstances and situations involved that they don't want to give their emotional feedback. They don't want to allow their emotions to get involved. Granted, you know, the excitement, the fear, and the anger that keeps us alive has to be used, but in a realistically controlled manner, with professionalism. And I completely, totally respect that. Whether it's law enforcement, the armed forces, anyone who's in a position that has to take every day as possibly their last day doing what they're put and sworn to do with their life at stake. Not only just offering up their own life and livelihood to peril and hazard, but their family and their loved ones. Because when someone gets taken away, it's not just that life, it's the life that they've impacted while they were here, and that life and love that's lost when they're not. So, I don't know, I just thought it would make sense to say that, because I have a lot of people I see in videos and a lot of people in person that have this aggression and negativity and boisterous attitude around people who drive these cars. And in a weird way, I have to recognize the fact that this isn't my uniform, this isn't a uniform, but this is what you see when law enforcement shows up. You see either the venerable Crown Vic or the Ford Tauruses, or the Expeditions, Explorers, the Chargers, the Challengers, but there's no way possible that you could ever deny the fact that the Crown Vic will always, and always has been, this impression of authority when it shows up in any type of situation where you just see a black and white, reflectors, stickers, lights, strobes. Even if you just see one of these pull up behind you really quick in the fast lane on the highway, you can't help but take a glance down and have a hand grow out of the left hand neck and shoulder area to see if you got your seatbelt on, or if not, grab it and click it. That's not what it's about for me to have this car. I don't want it to be that way. I mean, there's a bunch of mods I've done to this car that I'm trying to make it as least recognizable as a police car as possible without taking the stuff off it that I would want on a car. If I could buy a Camaro or a Charger from the dealership with a push bar and spotlights on it, or even a Jeep, I mean, you got to buy these things and put them on a car. I get these cars with decent mileage at a decent price that have been maintained by a Fleet Services set of mechanics under a very critical order of recommendations by the manufacturer. These cars are taken care of better than probably even I take care of them when they're getting maintained. Now granted, when they're actually being used in duty, they're in demand of every single drop of oil, piece of metal, and scrap of tire tread that they have. They're warriors.